ready for your dose of reality. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dr. Quack Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Quack.
And I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem. And you're not wearing your doctor's jacket because obviously whoever wrote this show had neurosyphilis. They call the show Great Balls of Fire. Vince McMahon and his grapefruits obviously needed a penicillin shot.
Oh my God, this was definitely something that, you really wanted to miss.
But we have to review this show here.
No, we don't, but we're going to anyway. Remember what we always say, we suffer so you don't have to.
That's because we care. So let's get this party started here.
WWE Great Balls of Fire. Oh yeah, feel this.
We're going to start right off because obviously there's a social disease there, and we don't want to catch it.
Oh, boy. This started off in July 9th, 2017 in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, and they put out the little opener thing like they do the video opening package, which WWE usually does a really good job. I don't know why they decided to do the drive-in theme here. Maybe because that music from the 60s invoked drive-through. But they should have kept right on driving right on out of town.
Oh, my God. Yeah, the American Airlines Center. They actually had about 17,000 in attendance there. On commentary, who do we have on commentary?
Michael Cole, Booker T, and his arch nemesis, the skinny Corey Graves, who probably still has the ring mark on his forehead from where Booker T punched him in the face.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm letting him do this.
So there you go. You go ahead and take this one here. Who was ring announcing?
I don't care.
Okay. Sounds good, because I didn't even write it down in my notes because honestly...
I think it was... He just recently left, the heavyset guy. So I don't remember. Sorry. We suffer, but we can only suffer so much. And with some of this garbage here, it took too much to try and write the pin because we kept putting us down our necks.
He did. He did not really enjoy this pay-per-view. So let's get started here.
We had Bray Wyatt taking on Seth Rollins.
All right. So in one of our good matches of the night.
Yes.
This is not the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. This is... He isn't even the Eater of Worlds yet, Bray Wyatt. He is just Bray Wyatt, leader of the Wyatt family.
Yes.
Taking on Seth Rollins. And this led us to a feud a short time later, the match where, like a year later, where Seth Rollins got disqualified in a cage match. So this feud should have never really happened. They didn't know what they were doing. But these two guys had great chemistry. It was a slow open, but the action really picked up and the crowd got into it. I even got into it. I enjoyed this match. I went 2 3/4 knowing full well where this feud goes in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great match, a great opener. I actually gave this 3 stars. I felt like if you're going to have an opening match and get me excited to watch the rest of this pay-per-view, this could have done it. And it did a little bit, but it slowly went away. Great action in this match. 3 stars for me.
Yeah, and then we go to the bathroom break.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, boy.
This was the important one's favorite match of the whole card. I don't want to really let him feel bad about this. You know, Big Cass taking on Enzo Amore.
Where to begin with this spilled cup of nut butter? Bozo Aborme he was the Road Dogg 2.0 when it was Bozo and Big Ass. They were the New Age Outlaws 2.0, and they were even worse in the ring than the Road Dogg and Badass Billy Gunn.
I mean, you didn't like Enzo coming out there, bottom move, realest guy in the room, and sitting there dancing like and everything?
He was certified garbage. He was certified G. And he was a bona fide stud because he should have been hidden behind the wall. And you can't teach that. This guy I absolutely hated, and when WWE fired him for the sexual assault thing, which I'm glad to say he was cleared of, it was something that didn't really happen, so I'm glad of that. But I was glad. I actually threw a party when Enzo got fired. I absolutely hate that fucking guy, and I'm sorry for saying the F word. I hate that guy with a passion. So that big ass isn't even better. He brought us Carmella. He brought us Clayface.
So what did you rate this match?
1 star. 17 minutes of promo for a 3.5-minute match that should never have happened in the first place.
Yeah, they went 5 1/4 there, but
yeah, I'm going 1.5. Not one of the best matches. This was truly a concession stand match. If you had to get popcorn or your milk duds, this is exactly where you wanted to go.
Yeah, Enzo was such a bad worker that prior to this, about 6 months before this, he got thrown. They were supposed to throw himself out of the ring, and he slid into the middle ring rope and knocked himself out.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
Absolutely horrible in the ring. Please move me along here.
Oh, yes, moving along here. For the first time ever, a tag team Iron Man championship match. Cesaro and Sheamus taking on the Hardy Boys.
This was... I'm going to give it up for this one. Chuck Norris definitely approves of this match. This was my high match of the night.
Okay.
It's really hard to do Iron Man matches because you know there's going to be slow spots. There's going to be boringness. You're going to get some goofy, screwy things that don't make sense just because they have to kill time. Very little of that actually happened here. I actually kept track of it. It was 4-3 was the final toll with Sheamus and Cesaro retaining over the Hardy Boys.
Yes, very last second got that 4th victory.
That was right. And then they had the twist of fate hit, and the referee started counting, and the countdown, the buzzer happened, so the final pin didn't happen to tie it up. Sheamus and Cesaro got the first 2 pins. The first one actually really quick. That bro kick, like 10 seconds into the match. They were already up 1. They got 2. Then Matt and Jeff got the 3rd fall. Sheamus and Cesaro got the 4th one. 5th one, Matt and Jeff Hardy. And the 6th one, also Matt and Jeff Hardy. And then Cesaro specifically got the last one. He got the 7th fall. That was the only fall he got. The ref screwed up a little bit. The fans were really hard on the ref of, you effed up, ref, you effed up, ref. They busted him out several times. But this was a great example of storytelling. WWE, you keep pulling the chicken switch on Cesaro. Watch this match. You'll understand he knows how to work. He knows how to tell a story. Give him Paul Heyman, and you're going to have a superstar.
I definitely agree. I like the match. I went 2 3/4 stars. I mean, this was the first time, I do believe the only time I've ever seen an Iron Man tag team match.
Yes, I went 3.5. I really enjoyed the storytelling on this match. Sheamus is underrated. A lot of fans they pick on him because he decides to make himself look stupid. He's a failure from the Clown Academy, but he's a damn good worker.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely showing there. Like I said, love this match. I was glad it happened. I kind of don't want to ever see an Iron Man tag team match again. I just feel like it's too long. Like when you have a singles, it felt better to me. Like when you seen Kurt Angle take on Brock Lesnar on an individual Iron Man match. It's something different about it.
I agree with that. They're a lot harder to do because you already get long matches in tag team and you get a lot of false count breakup and stuff like that. I don't think they needed to do this, but at least the story was very, very good. And you know what?
We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Pay the bills.
big-time matches through this card. Thank you, Crystal Infinity, for sponsoring the Dr. Quack podcast, Heart and Soul Promotions, and everything that you do for us. Also, Redbubble out there, where you can get great merchandise, even the Dr. Quack podcast t-shirt. Many of things out there. Check out redbubble.com. All you got to do is search in the search engine, Heart and Soul Fed. You will be able to see that here.
But this next match, I think I want to go back and check out Heart and Soul Promotion on Fate on the Redbubble, because I don't really want to talk about
this. I do, because this gets my Quack Attack! This match here was awesome. Sasha Banks taking on Alexa Bliss. Yes, Sasha Banks is not my favorite worker, and definitely not this guy's favorite worker. But I gotta tell you, if you watch this match, you will understand why psychology is important. The champion, Alexa Bliss, got very smart here at the end. That was the greatest part for me in this show, was because she was out there taking the count and was the champion and just said, screw it, I'm going to take the 10 count, grab my title, and leave. Now, the female version of the Teabagger, which came out there from Sasha Banks.
The Muffin Aura?
The Muffin Aura, yes. I mean, that was okay. That was executed pretty well. I love the match. I actually went with this match 3.25 stars because of psychology and Alexa Bliss playing the part.
Yeah, this was I wrote 2.75. I'm going to up it to 3 stars, even though there was a lot of Eddie-sploitation, more by Sasha Banks, the Three Amigos, a couple other garbage things. Believe it or not, in the middle of this match, the crowd turned on Sasha Banks, who started out as the face. They loved Alexa Bliss. This is part of why Alexa Bliss became a fan favorite. They tried to make her a heel, and she's infectious. And the count-out thing, I enjoyed that too. That was another set of great storytelling. I was just happy to first hear the crowd start turning on Bocharella. You're right. The Muffin Aura, I really don't care about. This is one of the better Sasha Banks matches I've seen, so I have to give her credit. I did go 3 stars.
Yeah, so there we go on that. And then we get to move on here. Intercontinental Championship. The Miz with Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and Maurice taking on Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that was Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel. They were called the Miz Taraj. He no longer had his stunt double, the Mizdow. I think he called him something else besides stunt double, but this is no longer gone. Now we've got they weren't even the B team yet. They were the Miz Taraj taking on Dean Ambrose, and there was a lot of side action going on here, a lot of other stuff happening, but it was a good told story. It's just there was a lot of stuff going on. If you were not paying attention or didn't watch and know where to pay attention, you could get really lost at what happened here. So I only went 2.5 because they really almost overtold this story, but it was still decent.
Yeah, I pretty much felt the same on this. I mean, Dean Ambrose in that time frame was a good worker, but he was almost towards that edge of getting kicked out of the E and moving on to AEW. So, I mean, this was almost a punishment match for him in some respects, so I don't hold this too much against him. But, I mean, it was 2.5. It was a good story, like you said. I just felt like, it could have been better. It really could have.
Yeah, it definitely could have. But like I said, it was an excellent example. If you want to tell a story where one guy who's outnumbered but is absolutely nuts comes out and fights a strong match. This was good storytelling, but it wasn't overdone. It was just very close.
Yeah, totally agree. So now let's move on here. Braun Strowman takes on Roman Reigns in an ambulance match.
We'll start with the match itself.
Oh, no.
Braun Strowman wins over Roman Reigns because Braun moved out of the way of Roman trying to give a spear, and he locked himself inside the ambulance. The match was okay. I've seen much better ambulance matches. I've also seen much worse. This would be about the middle of the pack, so my rating 2.5 stars puts it right about the middle of the pack. There was some good spots in there. There was some things, but the storytelling leading up to this match that Braun Strowman was an indestructible monster and Roman Reigns was going to figure out how to break the indestructible monster, they kind of undersold that point. They really didn't hit each other with enough stuff for the story they were trying to tell, that they were unstoppable. But it was average, 2.5 stars.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't overly excited because this match was, of course, the second time when he flipped over the ambulance before Braun Strowman. This one was okay. I mean, it really could have been better. It really wasn't set up great. Overall, yeah, I went 2.5. This really could have been better.
Yeah, I think Braun came out looking weaker on this. Like you said, flipping over an ambulance. I think he'd also flipped over a semi prior to this. And then he gets hit with one board and goes down. Made him look weaker. So I'm just going to go ahead before we get into this. I'm going to start out right now because we need to spray the writing team who thought this was a good idea. I'm not going to punish the workers. As our good friend R.D. Reynolds says, sometimes you have to punish management because management made these guys do this. They didn't do this of their own volition. So we're going to spray. I don't care, editor. You can put Laurinaitis up there. You can put Russo up there. You can put Dewey Foley. I think he was part of the writing team at this time. Oh, no. Just put some writers up there looking stupid and typing on metal typewriters. Because they did not know what the hell they were doing.
Oh, God.
Now we can talk about the match so then we can get to the stupidness afterwards.
Yeah, we talking about the next match here.
No. You want to talk about the ambulance match, or we want to talk about the stupidity afterwards?
Yeah, the stupidity afterwards kind of fit well.
Yeah, the stupidity afterwards. Part of what was really stupid about this whole writing was the attempted murder. Roman Reigns has Braun Strowman locked in the ambulance, which, again, if he's strong enough to flip over an ambulance, he should have been able to kick open the door. And Roman Reigns backs into a semi-trailer, and they have to get the Jaws of Life out, which screwed up the match we'll talk about here in a couple minutes, but they cared about this. And then Braun Strowman just walks away. No. There's no redeeming value to this writing. So whoever wrote this, choke yourself now.
Definitely. Can't disagree with what he's saying here.
Yeah, and I think we want to pay some more bills. I need to recover before we go into the next match. Even though it's part of this stuff, I need a moment.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Okay, I'm calm now. Thank you for taking us to commercial. Which thank you, Crystal Infinity, for giving me a moment to compose myself.
Yeah, don't forget the big show here on Thursday, the Locker Room Rumble here, getting ready to come up. Big matches on the card. But let me tell you, I just want to give my 2-finger salute because this next match here was straight garbage. There was no reason for this match. You had what he was talking about with Roman Reigns backing up the truck and almost killing Braun Strowman, but he walked away. But they had this match here. They had Heath Slater taking on Kurt Hawkins. No absolute reason. The fans were watching the Titantron over this 2-minute and 10-second match. This was garbage. Did not belong. If you just wanted to keep it panned on that with Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, that would have been smarter because not even the commentators were talking about this. At the end, they were like, oh yeah, Heath Slater got the victory. That's what they said. It was garbage. So this gets my 2-finger salutes.
When we reviewed Bash at the Beach 2000, and we talked about the god-awful Vampiro versus the Demon match, I remember you specifically saying, stop, and we pan over to Shane Douglas. Well, that's what happened here. They were trying to get the ambulance over, then the fire truck over, to get the Jaws of Life to open the door. We heard the ring bell and the female ring announcer say, and your winner, Heath Slater.
Yes.
Michael Cole was Michael Schiavone here. He was channeling his full Tony Schiavone. This, again, felt like WCW writing. We also reviewed a show right before the New World Order started out. Well, there was a match that basically was put out there for no purpose, just so that Scott Hall could jump the railing. Well, that's what this match was. No wonder Heath Slater said, I got kids, because they ignored him. No wonder Kurt Hawkins had a 137 losing streak. They ignored him. These guys were actually decent workers.
I think he's still in that Royal Rumble, though, right?
I think so.
Okay.
But yeah, I gave that a complete half star there. Pretty much a quarter for each. I felt bad for the talent, but that's what happens when you have crappy booking.
I gave it an incomplete because, again, you're right. When the management cares so little about you, it's incomplete. I would have liked to have seen the match.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the main event here. We have Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman taking on Samoa Joe.
The crowd was actually back and forth on this one. There was the Joe is going to kill you chant. There was the Suplex City chant. These guys didn't have a lot of chemistry. It was okay, but they didn't have a lot. And it was a very anticlimactic win. Brock Lesnar won. He retained. He was throwing the suplexes all over the place. Joe kept putting on the clutch, the
Coquina clutch.
Coquina clutch. And Brock Lesnar kept getting out of it, kept getting out of it, kept getting out of it, kept getting out of it. All of a sudden, one F5 and Joe's down for the count.
Yeah, I felt like it was a burial of Joe, and that's basically what happened to him, because shortly later, he got his neck injured, he got put on commentary, he tried to come back, and then they released him and brought him back and released him. You know, they didn't really have a lot of respect for Samoa Joe, which is unfortunate, because the man was a great talent.
But this was a decent match from the standpoint of, while the crowd didn't really care so much for the action, they just wanted to chant for who they liked, the crowd at least had fun. And it was a decent way to kind of take this match home, because we were glad to be gone, and we're glad that they just said, oh, it's time to go home. Go home.
Yeah, so overall I gave this 2 3/4. Like, this could have been better, but, you know, again, they did not care about Samoa Joe as much as they cared about Brock Lesnar and his big contract and his few times he had to work that time. Thank God we got good guy Brock now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying Cowboy Brock. Brock has showed he can talk. You know, that's always kind of been the dig on him. His voice doesn't sound impactful. Well, he learned how to talk here from his diaphragm and make his voice actually sound like it's got a little bass in it. And it's actually entertaining to watch Brock Lesnar smiling before he cuts you to ribbons with his words. I like it now.
Yeah.
So, there you go, folks. There's the end of Great Balls of Fire.
One more just to make sure we don't catch anything before the editor takes it off screen.
So, yep, there it goes. So, you know...
Editor, don't hurt me too badly here. Can I get a warning of what he's about to put up there?
No, because, you know, you liked this pay-per-view. Did you really like it?
No, I didn't. There was a few nice things about it from the WWE PG area that were okay, but for the most part, Bozo and Big Ass kind of really brought the rest of this pay-per-view down.
So I'm going to treat you to something nice here, because
I care. You've been putting in a lot of hard work here dealing with all these shitty pay-per-views. We're going to look at this one here.
Oh, no. Really?
Really? Look, I'm being nice. Look.
That's actually not bad.
I told you it's not bad.
That's actually not bad. I do know why he's putting it up here. There's a prop he's brought in. It's specifically for this show. So I understand why he's putting it there, but at least it's a good pay-per-view.
It is. Tune in next time. I'm Dr. Quack.
I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem, saying, join us next time. Make sure you check out Locker Room Rumble.